What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's great to be here with you guys today. I just wanted to pop in here real quickly and make an announcement for you guys about a strategic partnership that we've entered into with the one and only Sonny Gurney with 4T Brokerage out in Michigan. Sonny, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Christian. Thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely. The pleasure is all mine. So I'm super excited to kind of make this announcement and kind of, just kind of officially announce, this partnership that we're entered into. So if any of you guys know Sonny, Sonny is the guy when it comes to Medicare in Michigan, right? Sonny runs an FMO called 4T Brokerage in Michigan. And Sonny has some incredible relationships with a lot of the local carriers in Michigan. And so, Sonny, could you spend just a second talking about what those carriers are, kind of what that relationship looks like, and kind of what this partnership could entail for agents in Michigan that might want to work with my organization, but also be working with yours as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting because I have this conversation with a lot of people that dabble in the state of Michigan that don't live here, that don't know the local carriers. So in Michigan, we have 4 local carriers that have Medicare products. We've got Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, which everybody knows the name Blue Cross, and you got Anthem, and every state's got a Blue Cross product. But in Michigan, it's just Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We have Priority Health. Many people know Priority Health. Priority Health has had the #1 Medicare enrollments for, I think, 5 years now. And they actually are the only carrier in Michigan that has a 5-star for 2023. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. We also have another company called HAP, which is Health Alliance Plan. They're orange with white lettering. They're very strong. We've actually been HAP's #1 FMO 4 years in a row. We're leading the way again to be number 5, 5th year in a row this year. And the last one is Physicians Health Plan. It's not Physicians Mutual. It's PHP, Physicians Health Plan. They've partnered recently with the University of Michigan and their hospital network, and they've got some good products. Very niche market in kind of the middle of the state. Really low max out of pockets for the state of Michigan. But the interesting part is, like, if you're not familiar with the landscape of Michigan, we just went through and we just calculated numbers for AEP this past year. It was about 80% of our Medicare Advantage business went to those 4 local carriers.
Wow.
So we have Humana, Aetna, WellCare, United Healthcare. Another company that's coming up is Commonwealth, or CCA, Common Care. They did decent for their first year here, but they're not local to Michigan. But anyway, so you take all those carriers, and we've got about 300 agents in Michigan and probably about 50, 60 agents outside of Michigan. And 80% of every Medicare Advantage plan that was written was with those local carriers. Now, one of the things that you'll have to understand is if you're doing D-SNP and you're working that market, the local carriers don't have the strongest products. They don't have all the huge flex cards and all those different things that some of the national carriers have. But especially when you're talking about non-D-SNP, if you're writing in Michigan, you've got to have HAP, Priority Health, Blue Cross, and Physicians Health Plan, because they're just the top carriers. And one of the things that I like about it, and I'm in a couple of different Facebook groups, and there's a lot of complaints about some of the national carriers. One specifically I'm thinking of. With this one, I don't know what I can say, what I can't say. With this one national carrier, we did 36 enrollments. Okay, and I'll just say the W. We did 36 enrollments out of 3,500. Their customer service has been pretty bad. Their reps here are nice, but their overall customer service has been bad. So yeah. So the local carriers, in my mind, if you're selling in Michigan, you've got to have those in your tool belt. And some of them are working on coming up with some more competitive D-SNP products, but they probably won't be out until 2024, maybe 2025. They're great. And then some of the local carriers too, we have really good reps. They're super responsive. I always talk to my clients. They say, well, why would I want to go with this carrier over this carrier here? And a couple of them, you're kind of young, Christian, remember this, but like back in the 70s, the Batman, with the pow, and Commissioner Gordon had that red bat phone. So he would pick
Yes.
that up and he'd be able to call Batman. So if we have an issue with or a question about product or network or DME or mail order, we can call our reps and they will take the call at 9, 10 o'clock at night. They'll text us back. They are super responsive. So they're pretty awesome. And we really like working with them because of their knowledge and help. And we don't have to sit around and wait a long time to get an answer. So, some of the support that we offer our agents that any of your agents that want to have access to it too is we're launching a live chat on our website. Should be up and running sometime next week. So agents can come into that live chat. There's a guy in my office. His name is Chris, 26 years old, super smart. And he's like a Google nerd. Like if you have a question for him, he's going to Google and get that answer right away. And if you have a question he doesn't know the answer to, he's got the bat phone with the carriers and the local reps where he'll go and get that answer for you. So that's going to be a level of support that you don't always see with some of the FMOs. And then when it comes to AEP, pre-AEP, every year we do a kickoff event. So it's a 2-day event. We have our local carriers on one day, national carriers on a second day. Usually we go to a casino in the middle of the state. Last year we had about 75 agents that came to it. And each of the carriers had about an hour to go through and talk about next year's products, ask questions, mingle with the carriers. So we're gonna try to launch this and invite some of our agents that are outside of the state to come in to attend the event, because you just kind of get to meet new people. It's not a recruiting event. It's just pure education. And then with that, last year we did it for the first time. We actually brought in a company to do a live broadcast. So we had probably about 40 agents that were not able to attend. They were able to come on at a scheduled time to watch different carriers present. And then we had, live chat. So they were able to ask questions that they had, and it worked out really well. So we'll have that again for next year. So any agents outside of Michigan that can't make it, they can just log on to the YouTube channel and they can watch it, with a 10-second delay or so. So it's cool.
I love it. I love it. I think that's great. And, I think for us, as a kind of, I guess I don't know what else to call us other than like a up and coming kind of baby FMO ourselves in our own right? Like that we work with agents nationally. We've always ran into challenges when we've tried to work with agents in Michigan, mainly because of lacking the contacts and the ability to offer these carriers. And if anybody has ever tried to sell in Michigan and tried to mainly just focus on some of the national carriers, it can be very problematic, right? Because these local carriers are the ones that have the most competitive products for the most part, and so trying to sell in that market without these contracts is a huge challenge. And I think it's just so great what Sonny's been able to develop and to be able to develop those relationships and those partnerships with those local carriers. And so, with us, anybody that is an agent with us and, you might sell in Michigan, maybe as a non-resident, or maybe you might be located in Michigan as we have some on the ground there. We are now able to kind of offer these local contracts through Sonny and 4T brokerage, so we can through that partnership, we're able to kind of offer that to any agents that might want to pick it up. And so I'm just super excited about it because I think it expands the opportunity for our agents that are looking to sell in Michigan and gives them really a chance at doing well.
Yeah, well, and I'm really excited to partner with you on this as well. And the reality is that when agents learn more about these products and they put them in their tool belt, the client wins.
Yeah.
It's not saying that we don't write some of the national carriers. We do. They've got some decent products, but when you've got 80% of the business of a non-DSNP going to the local carriers, it's one of those things that you just want to have. I know HAP has done a really good job with their formularies. They've got Ozempic on there and a couple other new drugs that have really come in and are super competitive, where I moved a couple of my clients this year and saved them $2,000 a year on their medication. So their formula is very strong. And we have the ability to, and we'll work through this too, is we have Sunfire platform. So you can quote and enroll right through Sunfire. And then also we have an agent portal that any of your agents will have access to. So when you go in there and you're looking under the category of Medicare Advantage plans, you'll find all 9 or 10 carriers. And then we've got all the summary of benefits listed in one place. We've got links to the certification. We have links to how to, the OTC catalog. We've got links to everything that the agent needs at their disposal. And, one of the things that when I got into becoming an FMO, I was just so tired of trying to figure out, well, how do I find this and how do I find that? I've got to remember the login for 9 carriers, and then each website is different. Well, how do I find the DME list, for each carrier? Or how do you order a mail order drugs? And I remember when I was new, I would sit down with somebody and I would talk about mail order drugs and how they're cheaper, and then the client would be, well, how do I set up the mail order? I'm like, good question, Christian. All you have to do is when you get your card, call this 800 number on the back and they'll get it set up for you. Well, how do I get it set up with the OTC benefits? Another good question, Christian. When you get that card mail, call the 800 number. Now we put everything in one place. So if they're selling in Michigan, they can even find the information for Aetna, United Healthcare, whoever the carrier is, but especially with the local carriers, it's all going to be in there. We have the carrier reps. So you click on that and it's all alphabetical from Aetna down to WellCare, all the carrier reps, the contact information, phone number, emails, their picture. So if you're selling in Michigan, that's just a resource for your agents, for any carrier to have that at their fingertips. I know that we're now contracting in multiple states, and I'm like, well, who's our rep for, North Carolina? No clue. So whether you're selling local or national, you're going to have all that contact information in one place. And, our contracting commissions team, we've got 4 employees there. And we've got, Ask Chris. So we've got a lot of avenues to support agents, especially if they aren't familiar with the local carriers and they need that extra support. You're one click away from getting an answer.
I love it. I think that's great and such a useful tool to have at their disposal. Guys, if you have interest in picking up any of these contracts, in Michigan and having those local carriers, in your tool belt, Sonny, can you mention what the carriers were one last time for anybody that might have not been tuned in earlier?
There's 4 local carriers: Priority Health, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Health Alliance Plan or HAP, and then Physicians Health Plan. Those are the 4 local carriers that we have the FMO contract with.
Beautiful. So if you're in Michigan or you do any business in Michigan, even as a non-resident, and these are contracts that you feel like you need, and if you do any business in Michigan or plan to, I think these are contracts that you're probably going to need to have at your disposal. Let me know. You can send me a message directly. You can email myself or Celeste on my team. If many of you are connected with Celeste, so if any of you need any help with these contracts, it's exciting, for me to kind of announce formally, officially that we've entered into this partnership with Sonny and 4T Brokerage to be able to offer these to you guys. So let us know how we can help. Let us know how we can help you guys get connected and supported. Sonny, any final thoughts?
No, I'm just excited to be working with you and your team. And I know that agents that contract with those local carriers, they're going to find that they're going to enjoy the products and selling them.
Definitely. Well, I love it. Guys, let us know how we can help. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will talk with you soon. Adios, everybody. And thanks, Sonny.
All right. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate your time.